Welcome to our Port of Spain Commonwealth Business Forum 2009. We are delighted to be in Trinidad and Tobago and to experience the rich fusion of cultures this successful modern economy represents. Prime Minister, we are most grateful for your personal support and hospitality for the forum. You have made a feature of innovations this year, hosting the Summit of the Americas and the CHOGM in the same year, arranging these meetings on the ship, and bringing for the first time into our forum a formal link with the Organization of American States. And in this regard, a special welcome to Secretary General Insulza. Our sincere thanks go to Minister Brown for his support, including the early planning. And Prime Minister, I must also record our real appreciation to Ambassador Lee Rodriguez and the entire CBF team in the National Secretariat. It's no easy art to run a major event like this, and we value the partnership which developed post-Kampala. We also appreciate the involvement of the private sector from Trinidad and Tobago and the region, and in particular, the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce. I'm, of course, most grateful and record CBC's thanks to the steering committee members and chair, all our sponsors and partners who have given their support to make this forum possible. This forum, which has become an integral part of CHOGM, brings together private sector and government leaders. I would like to thank Secretary General Kamlesh Sharma for his support for the Commonwealth Business Council and reaffirm our commitment to close collaboration with the Secretariat in support of the sustainable growth. Our forum echoes the CHOGM theme of partnership for more equitable and sustainable future, and our presence in Trinidad and Tobago capitalizes on its unique position between the Commonwealth and the Americas as a business focus. Since we met in Kampala 2 years ago, the global economic crisis has taken its toll on our economies. While the first signs of global economic recovery are now showing, we are acutely aware that most countries have felt a sharp downdraft from declining export revenues and foreign direct investment. Nonetheless, over the past decade, for the large majority of our countries, improvements have led to strong economic growth, averaging 5 to 7% in most Commonwealth countries. Prime Minister, looking back after 12 years since our establishment by heads of government at the Edinburgh CHOGM, the CBC is proud to have played a role in helping the growth of Commonwealth countries. The Commonwealth has a distinct advantage in that our member countries have share a global language as well as common political and institutional features, and are using these assets to address poverty through growth. Now, 20 of the world's fastest growing economies are in the Commonwealth, and we have seen the emergence of middle income countries like Trinidad and Tobago and others in the region that are successful in attracting investment, engaging in international trade, and becoming net contributors to global economy. The combination of good governance and sound market-friendly policies is working. Improvements in the investment climate in many countries have led to increased domestic and foreign investment. CBC has been working to help strengthen the investment climate, including through our biennial business environment report, which we are launching at this forum. In conveying the views of the business, Commonwealth Business Council's message to governments is to give urgent attention to a number of priorities required to stimulate further investment. These issues are closely reflected in the design of this week's agenda and will be the subject of recommendations to governments through this forum and to the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. We shall be making specific recommendations to the heads based on the outcomes of these sessions around various priorities, including improved access to finance, developing infrastructure, providing support for strong and prosperous SME sector, addressing the skills shortage and human resource availability, adopting business-friendly tax policies, tackling corruption, and improving corporate governance. In order to help address these priorities, CBC is working across a range of issues such as helping remove barriers to trade. We are pushing for the conclusion of the Doha development round of the World Trade negotiations. To enhance the business linkages, we are developing programs to involve small and medium enterprises and facilitate interface with large companies. To mobilize investment, we will continue our series of investment promotion events and activities. To enable good governance, we are implementing an initiative on business action against corruption. And we are also working with the partners to expand business engagement for the achievement of Millennium Development Goals through the United Nations Business Call to Action. Looking ahead, 2 areas of action stand out. The first, investment in education and skills development. This will provide the foundation for longer-term growth, adaptation, and competitiveness. And second, acceleration of regional economic integration. This is never easy, as it often requires short-term sacrifices for individual countries, but it is an irreversible global trend. Business wants access to larger markets, which offer economies of scale and operation. This applies to every Commonwealth country. Let me conclude by inviting you to join CBC in answering a question: what will the practical outcomes of this forum be? According to us, this forum has 2 main aims. The first, to promote new investment and business opportunities, and I'm delighted that we are showcasing here new projects worth $1 billion. Over 100 one-to-one meetings between investors and project promoters are already been set up. The second is to provide a voice for business to exchange ideas with the Commonwealth political leaders about priorities and policies which will foster sustainable growth for the 2 billion people in the association's 53 countries. The importance of this public-private dialogue can never be underestimated. Prime Minister, I hope that this forum will lead CBC into more joint programs with the Caribbean to help connect Caribbean companies with the Commonwealth business and markets, and exploits its position as a natural gateway between the Commonwealth and the Americas. And we have a full program with, if I may say, a unique array of Caribbean and global leaders from business and government, to whom we are grateful for their participation. With your specific encouragement, Prime Minister, we have given special focus to small and medium enterprises, and tomorrow the forum has a special theme day, SME Day. Even the magnificent facilities of this ship could not cope with the level of interest. We have been oversubscribed and reached a physical limit of over 1,000 delegates. It's the highest ever we have for the CBF. I hope you will show your understanding for any glitches in our arrangements. The shared goal of the government and CBC has been to be as inclusive as possible and maximize the benefits to as many as possible. We have a full program over the 3 days with a mix of plenary sessions, interactive parallel and roundtable meetings. We look forward to a successful forum that will result in partnerships, new businesses that will benefit Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, the Commonwealth, and the Americas. Thank you for your attention.